Hi, this is Maria from BemisReviewsBooks.com, and welcome to the January 2017 edition of Book Chat. First chat of the new year. So let me just quickly mention that all books discussed are rated Read-Its, and they are currently up on the blog. I also post in the order that I have read them, so the first review up is the last book I read. I'm going out of order on Book Chat. Why? I don't know. I think that I will actually work to improve that as time goes on. I hate recording day because I feel that I'm not good at it. So hopefully this year, or over the course of this year, I will get better at it. We'll see how it goes. Also wanted to quickly show you, I just got a new 2017 planner, and I love this one because it's got this nice soft cover. Also, it's the little things. It has a little pouch so that I can stick all of those pieces, scraps of paper that I have all over the house, someplace organized. It's got one on the front, one on the back. I wish they had more because I got a lot of stuff to shove in there. And it also has tabs so I can quickly find the month without having to drive myself crazy like I normally do. So this is my 2017 planner. I do not use an app. I don't like to plan online. It bothers me. I don't know why I need pen and paper for that. So, and I also got this really cool blank notebook. Important notes for all the things in my head that I need to jot down. It's got nice blank pages, and it's even sectioned off by color. It was a gift from my daughter, and she didn't want it, so she gave it to me. Yes. Okay, so on to the books. First book up, Things We Lost in the Fire by Mariana Enriquez. I'm really glad that I read this book. It is very gruesome. It is a gruesome collection of short stories. It is dark and tragic, but I feel that it's an important contrast to the fluffier things in life. So I found it very well written. I actually do look forward to more work from her. The publication date on this book is February 21st, 2017, so it is technically not out yet, but it is coming soon. Making Local Food Work by Brandi Janssen. This one is coming out, I believe the publication date on this is April 15th, 2017. So this is coming out more towards the spring, and actually I think it's very well timed because that is when a lot of the farmers markets around the country begin to open up for the season. So written by a food anthropologist, Janssen digs deep to unearth how food is grown, how it actually gets to us, and the assorted issues that crop up along the way. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist the farming puns thrown in there. So this is a look at both the local and industrial food systems in Iowa, which is a huge farming state. And she does a really nice deep dive. I think it's very interesting. If you care about food, if you're interested in food and farming, please pick this book up. It is definitely well worth your time. And parents of school-aged children, take note that there is a section in this book on a farm-to-school program that Janssen spearheads with a bunch of other people in her community, and the unique issues that arise when parents try to bring this type of program to the school. Very interesting. Next book up, Fool Me Once by Harlan Coben. Publication date, March 22nd, 2016. This is about a soldier, Maya Stern, suffering from PTSD. And she buries a husband and a sister just a few months apart. So the question is, are these deaths related? She is also harboring a dark secret, and we really want to find out what that secret is. So read on to find out. It is classic Harlan Coben, and I think it's one of his better ones. Next up, Lily and the Octopus by Stephen Rowley, or Rowley. Publication date June 7th, 2016. This is really about a man who is living through the stages of grief, and he is mourning a pet who is very sick, and we know that the pet is going to die. So Lily is his dachshund who has a tumor growing on her head, and that is the octopus referral. So the octopus refers to that tumor. This is what he calls the tumor, and it is Very interesting in the way that it is written. Very unique, very creative. I felt that the story did jump the shark, so to speak. There is, and those of you who have read the book already will know what I'm talking about. I call it the fantasy fight scene that takes place aboard a ship. And up to that point, I was kind of feeling mixed reviews about the book. I wasn't sure that I really liked it. I felt that, the protagonist was, yes, he was in mourning and he was very upset about his dog, but I also felt that he really needed to get his junk together and his life together, and he really wasn't doing a very good job of that. I felt that the character was often very whiny, and that whiny homosexual male stereotype was screaming pretty loudly to me, and I didn't think that the book did anything to detract from that until after the fantasy fight scene, where I completely changed my mind. Ended up loving the book, highly recommend it. It is well worth your time. It is really well written, and yes, there were tissues and tears. The Girls by Emma Cline. This is, I believe, a debut novel, and she has done, she just hit this one out of the park. Publication date, June 14th, 2016. This is all about a lonely teenage girl, Evie Boyd, on the brink of disaster after she aligns herself with a group of homeless vagrants that she just happens to see around town. These homeless vagrants are living under the control of a Charles Manson-esque type of cult leader. So Evie joins up with this cult and she starts living part-time with them. They live on this kind of deserted house on this piece of property. It is very poignant, and it's also told in the back and forth style between past and present. So we get to meet Evie as a young girl, 14 years old, and also as a middle-aged woman. Very interesting. And that juxtaposition of those two ages and those two points in her life, I think is the best part of the book. So kudos to Emma Cline, an amazing job on this book. Okay, next up. Now the visuals come in. So this book was sent to me by Blogging for Books, and they sent me the audio version. And I don't really know if I requested the audio version by mistake, but this is what I got. So I am on the first CD, chapter 1. This is about, Eric Ripert. So he is a renowned superstar chef. I believe that he's actually on, is it Top Chef? He's on one of those chef-related TV reality shows. And this is basically the story of his life and how he came to be a chef. So, interesting so far. I would not say I'm fascinated by it, but we'll see. I'm only on the first chapter, so I've got a ways to go. 32 Yolks. This book by Hannah Pittard, The Fates Will Find Their Way, and I believe copyright date on this is 2011. So this book has been out for a while, but I've been wanting to read it for a while. This is a theory of perspectives from the male peers of a young girl who has gone missing. And it's basically a bunch of woven together theories about what happened to her and really about these boys and how they ended up, where they went in life. It is really good, actually. I am halfway through. I am really liking the course that this story has taken. So I think this might be something that I discuss next month as I finish up. Because I only discuss the read-its. I don't discuss the skip-its. And also, just to, kind of go over the rating system, I don't use stars on the blog. I use either read it, skip it, or own it. So I keep it really simple, and I only discuss on my YouTube videos the read-its or own-its. I skip the skip-its. But all my reviews, whether they are favorable or unfavorable, are up on the blog. Next book up, Things We Set on Fire by Deborah Reed. Another book that has long been sitting on my to-read list. In fact, might even have been on that list more than a year. So one of my goals for 2017 is to take my list and start chopping it down, start getting through these reads. And basically what happens to me is, very quickly, I keep adding to the list, and the list gets longer and longer and longer. And then I have to prioritize what I want to read first. I think that a lot of us can relate to that. So this book is about a family torn apart by secrets, and they are, after a long estrangement, forced into physical proximity. I am actually at the very start of this book. I don't think I read more than a chapter or two, so more to come. But this has a lot of promise. I'm really looking forward to this one. I have high hopes for this book. Things We Set on Fire by Deborah Reed, not to be confused with Things We Lost in the Fire. A lot of fire going on. Okay, last one up, and same. Ditto. It's been sitting on my list forever. Mrs. Darcy, that's Mrs. Darcy and the Blue-Eyed Stranger by Lee Smith. This is a collection of 7 short stories about pivotal points in the characters' lives. I don't know much about the book. I know that because it's been sitting on my list for so long, I've actually forgotten why I was drawn to it in the first place. I know that I read reviews on it way back when. I don't remember them. So I have to trust that I had a good reason for putting it there, and I'm going to read it. I actually have not started this yet, so I cannot tell you more than that. And that wraps up my first session of my first YouTube chat of the month. So hope you enjoyed that. I will be back next month to discuss some or maybe all of the books that I just went over. And I will see you guys next month. Take care and happy reading. Bye-bye.